Hi, this is Alex Clairvoyant-Medium, and I'm bringing you the tarot card of the month for February 2022, and it's the Ace of Swords. Now, aces stand for mind, thought, challenge, and observations, and that's as a suite, the suite of swords. Now, the element is air, the season is winter, the zodiac signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, the realm is the mind. The gender is male, the cardinal point of direction is north, and the colour is indigo. Now, Ace of Swords element is air, and the tarot cards read like a coded message, and it's very important to understand that each card and the whole deck convey messages individually or as a whole, and there are 72 cards in the deck. And we're dealing with the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck only, because it's the most important deck and the most universally recognized. And taking a look at the symbols individually, we can see a message emerge. Now, I want to point out too that Pamela Coleman Smith, her name's added to this because she's now finally getting the recognition that she should have always had as the artist that drew all the pictures for all the tarot cards of the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, and she's long overdue the respect that she should have had from the very beginning. Now, aces are like a number one, and the meanings are as follows: independent action, individuality, confident, uniqueness, the beginning of something, like starting a new job, starting studying, starting a new project, a new beginning in your life, perhaps. It's also divine energy and pure energy, including spiritual energy, which is really, really important, because the cards are spiritually charged and there's a lot of spirituality in the tarot deck. Now, aces emotionally are inspired, aroused as in curiosity, decisive wonderment, awe and fulfillment. Now, reversal is impotent energy, and that means it's not going anywhere, it's stagnant. Materialistic, inward looking, and that is quite interesting. When it's looking inward, it can mean on a spiritual journey, going deep within to find your answers, or taking time out to think about something before you move forward to get a better understanding. But it can also mean the all about me type. Now, the ace itself is triumphant, confident, successful, original. You know, when someone is the originator of a new idea, new concept, new invention, that's what the ace of any suit will signify. And with this particular ace, you've got the universal force of God, spirit, or the all that is. And this card is saying, bring it on. It's thought in action, is a striving mental force, which can be for good or bad, depending on the card, if it's upright or reversed, and the cards surrounding it during a reading. Taking a look at the symbols within the card, we can see the silver sword. The colour is important, as is the sword or implement itself. The colour silver stands for spiritual protection, chastity, reflection, imagination, justified beliefs, but it also covers corruption, and it fits firmly with the message for February 22. Now, the sword itself stands for triumph, as in triumph over adversity, and we've certainly had that over the past couple of years. The law triumphing, right over wrong, rising to the challenge. It can also imply a flash of insight or growth. That could be spiritual, or it could be temporal, physical world. Now, the crown on top of the sword stands for wholeness, being at the top of your game or your top of your field, attainment, supremacy, even elevated thoughts. So if you're working with a higher part of your mind, the highest intentions, and we're looking at that as a positive thing. Now, when you look at that little crown on top of the swords again, it's reminding you of the authority that it's coming with, and as in king or queen and their supposed divine inherited birthright to rule over everyone else. Next, we see the hand coming through the cloud. Hands are important, and the actions they perform, as well as the direction the hand's facing. Is the hand a right hand or a left hand? This card is a right hand, which means it's active. It's alluding to the future. It's yang or male energy. A right hand is actually female energy. It's yin, it's receptive, and also alludes to the past. There's no negative as in bad or positive as in good. It's just duality or polarity. Now, as I was saying about the hand in the Ace of Swords, it is a right hand and it's facing left, male energy. It has a firm grasp on the sword, implying power, influence, and it's that sheer determination. Notice there's no glove on the hand, or it would add an extra layer of information on top of this. Now the hand's protruding from a cloud. The cloud signifies a form of shield. It's preventing you from seeing what's behind this, so it's a barrier, and that can also be blocking your view of the astral planes as well. It also reminds me of, the Wizard of Oz movie with the wizard when Dorothy and the others pull the big curtain back to see what's going on behind the scenes. It's the same sort of scenario. The grey in the background stands for spirit, but it's also neutrality and balance. The white around the hand is purity, it's innocence, purification, sterility. It can also represent the truth and truce, as in waving a little white flag to surrender. So again, we see a layer of information that covers the reading for February 2022. The little yellow things that you see are called yods or dewdrops, and they're seen in a few tarot cards. They symbolize divine grace, life-giving source, insight, and the mysteries, like the turning water into wine metaphor. Now, yellow symbolizes intellect, happiness, confidence, joy, and brightness, but it can also signify cowardice, fear, bitterness, and deceit. And there's a lot of deceit going on in the world over the past 2 years, as many are pointing out. The element of air in this card symbolizes reason, pessimism, and struggles. The emotions in this symbolism are hopelessness, grieving, fearful, heartbroken, self-doubting, overwhelmed, and then integration and synthesis. Again, it sums up February. Now, reversed, impotent energy, materialistic, introverted thinking, and that includes the all about me type, not just the going deep within. It's a powerful card, and it sums up the mindset of society at present. Now, the mountains in the forefront of the card signify aspirations, spiritual attainment, pride, and great challenges. So as you can see, it's quite a revelation once you pull a card and examine all the symbols. Now, for the actual reading of the card itself, it starts with action, as in a movie director rolling the camera and calling action. This card shows a firm grip on reality and mental concentration. This is the focus for February 2022. People want to know where they stand right now. They're not happy with what's going on around them. They want answers. They want the truth. They want justice. And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, you picked the wrong planet for this one, folks. There's one big elephant in the room too, and people must be totally clear when asking for the truth. The truth of what? And be specific. What sort of answers are they wanting or expecting, and why? People must be absolutely clear in their minds of what they seek. And this actually comes into spiritual law as well. So that's why I guess this has come out in the cards. So it's quite interesting. Now, what are the demands? And are they reasonable or unreasonable? They must be realistic in this and what they expect as an answer. What sort of justice are they seeking and why? Is it reasonable? Is it rational? If not, what do they have as an expectation or an outcome? And this feels like a whole range of issues, from people's rights, justice, the COVID issue, the vaccine issue, corruption, the royal scandal, political upheaval, you name it. This is all very difficult stuff being brought up, and the whole world is in chaos. And the times are changing so fast, many of us just can't keep up with it. And feeling under pressure in a world of uncertainty, the need for security is urgent in the minds of the public. And that's perfectly understandable, as we're currently facing supply issues, food shortages, new rules around the world, and many things are challenging, such as the health and education issue, the travel and finance issues. And there's a glimmer of hope for some, and in inverted commas here, as they find their work life is secure, but others won't. And the climate issue is in this as well, because the political effects are being felt by ordinary people who have the green agenda pushed down their throats, and it can impact on the individual's livelihood and their choices through peer pressure and propaganda. Now, that's important because it interferes with free will, and it's a real big no-no to interfere with another person's free will. That's breaking cosmic law. Life is quite different, and we may not be permitted to know some of the answers to the above questions, and this will anger some people. And I feel the upheaval is going to be part of life now, but it's subject to sudden change. And February will be a month of challenges and upheaval. Emotions will be running high, and they don't seem to be calming down anytime soon. So take care to avoid arguments, especially political issues and the dreaded COVID situation. Now, stunning news is about to hit the world, and it will roll for about 3 or 4 months. Once it breaks, keep your head down if you want to avoid being dragged into this on either side. If you can, do it. And yeah, you guessed it, it's the COVID issue. There's no winners in this. It's just anger and upset, and we just don't need this. And when it all settles down eventually, it'll be with a sad feeling and a feeling of regret and grief. Isn't that sad? But it is what it is. We have to do the best that we can. You know, it's just one of those things we have to deal with. We don't have a choice, really. Our choices are actually very limited in the temporal world as opposed to the spirit world. Well, thank you for listening to this card of the month. And I'm sorry it's taken a little bit longer for me to get it out onto YouTube. Being an older person, I'm technologically challenged, so it hasn't been easy for me. But I look forward to doing the tarot card of the month each month from now on. And there will be other things I'll put up there as time permits. And once again, I want to thank you for taking some time out of your busy lives to listen to this. And thank you again. Bye-bye.